Welcome. This video is actually going to explain how to use the teacher evaluation form that's already been shared with you so you can actually use this as an evaluation tool in your classroom for my effective education plan. So let's take a look at the steps that we need to do this. There's going to be three main steps. The first one is going to be accessing the teacher evaluation form. The second one will be distributing the teacher evaluation form, and then the third one will actually be analyzing the results that you get from your students. So the first thing that you guys got to do is actually be able to find the teacher evaluation form that was shared with you. Now, obviously, you guys got emails earlier, and you could click on that link, and you could open up that document that way. But this document has actually been shared with you to your South Milwaukee Google account. So if you go into your Drive and locate the Share With Me section, it's going to be along the left side here, you'll find your copy of your form. And what we want to do is we actually want to move this to the My Drive section, which will be up here, so that you can find it again at a later time. So let's take a look at how to do that. So this is my Drive. Now this is my personal account, now not my South Milwaukee account. But what I can do is I can go to the, in fact, reload this real quick, show you my Shared With Me section. So here's my Shared With Me section. If I click on that, I can see that I have Carl Baus's teacher evaluation form, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to drag it and drop it over to my Drive. Now what that does, and you'll get a little notification on top here, it says your form has been added to my Drive. What that does is next time you log in and it's in my Drive, you'll see that it's there. Another really easy way to find it in the future would just be to use a search field up on top. You can start typing in your name, because it has your name and then it has your evaluation form with it. So I want you guys to find that file and then open that up. You can pause the video if you need to do that. You can rewind it if you need to, but find that file and open it up so that you can use the video to actually walk through the whole tutorial. While mine's loading, we'll talk about the next step here. And again, you can pause the video if you need to, if yours isn't loaded yet. The next thing that I want you guys to do is to go to your copy. So again, I opened up my copy, so open up your copy. We're going to select the form button. Again, I have the image there, but we'll look at the actual form itself. And we're going to choose Go to Live Form. So here was my copy. So this is my personal copy. It's got my title on it. And there's this form button up on top here that I want to use. And then we're going to select Go to Live Form, and I want you to select that. And when you do that, it's going to open up a new tab, and this is the actual survey. So this is what we actually want to share with the students. So we want to get this out to students. You can see that they can answer all these questions. It's a normal survey format. And when they press Submit, all of our responses will actually be collected here. But we want to be able to get this survey out to students in a really easy way. So I'm going to talk about how to do that next. So get this tab opened. If you need to pause the video to do that, you can. And then we'll continue with the tutorial. So right now we want to distribute this survey out. So I have my copy. What I want to do is I actually want to give a URL, a little website, if you will, that's going to be easier for them to type in. This allows them to use their mobile devices. Students really are pretty good with this stuff. If you have an easy URL to type in, they can type it in on their iPods or their iPhones or their cell phones, whatever it might be, to actually get to this survey and complete it right in class. So I use the URL shortener called tinyurl.com. So you want to go to tinyurl.com, and again, I'll open it up here. You could type it in up here if you wanted to. This will open up a new website, and this is called the URL shortener. And what we want to do is we're actually going to copy that URL that's on the top of our survey and paste it into tinyurl.com. So let me show you how to do that. So here's my survey. I'm going to copy this URL here. So again, here's my URL. I'm going to copy this. And then what I want to do is I want to paste it down here where it says enter a long URL to make tiny. Right, so I'll click in that field there. And I'm going to paste it. Okay? So that was my survey URL. What I want to do is now create what they call a custom alias. So what I like to do is I like to have mine be something about me. So since this is my evaluation, so down here in the custom alias section, what I'm going to type is my last name, and then evaluation. You can come up with your own custom alias. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. When you're done with that, you're going to press the Make Tiny URL button. Now, if that's available, which most likely is if you use your last name, you'll have created a shortened URL, which is like this now. So this URL right here is the one that you can actually share with your students in the future when you're trying to get them to the survey. So now instead of saying go to this big long URL, I can just say, hey guys, type in tinyurl.com/Baus evaluation on your phone and then run the survey for me. It really works well and it gets them to complete this in a rather quick, timely manner. Let's go back to our template here. So this is what we did. We copied our URL, we pasted it into the long area, we made a custom URL, and then we pressed Make Tiny URL to get a shortened one that we can share with the students. So as it says, you can share this tiny URL with the students that you want to take the survey. So they'll look at this survey when they type in that tiny URL, and all our results will be compiled into the spreadsheet that I shared with you guys. So for example, right, again, I just opened up a new tab here. If I was a student taking this, I could be on my phone, I could be on a laptop, you can be on any mobile device. Since I made my own URL, I could type in tinyurl.com, and then mine was shortened with my last name, Baus, and then evaluation. So if a student types that in, again, you see now it pulls them directly to your survey, the one that you created. And then they can fill this in. So I'll just go through an example quickly. And the results of this will be then compiled into a spreadsheet. I'm going to answer a couple different things in here too, so you guys can see how the analysis tab works. So I'm trying to do one of each answer type here as we go through here. And again, you could fast forward this through this point if you want to, but I want to show you the next part, which is analysis. And the comments field, you can type in whatever you want down there. They'll be able to type in whatever you want. Now remember that this survey is anonymous, and that's what the administration wants. They want this to be anonymous. So remind students that this is an anonymous survey and that their email and that their username will not be collected with this. So they'll go through by going to that URL, they'll fill that stuff in, and then they press submit, and they'll get this as an answer. The cool thing is, right, is that these responses are all collected for us. I'm going to close out of all these tabs so you guys can actually see how to get to these responses from the beginning. So let's go back to our presentation. So here we just talked about sharing your link with students, having them complete it, and then your results are actually going to be in this spreadsheet. Well, I want to make sure that you guys can get back to this spreadsheet. So again, how did we get there? Well, in the beginning, you'll remember that we took our spreadsheet and we moved it to my drive. So next time you guys go to your drive, it will be in the My Drive section now, and it'll still be in the Shared With Me section as well, but you'll be able to find it in the My Drive section because you moved it there as well. It was copied there. And also a reminder that you can use the search field up here to find your survey results as well. So if I started typing in my name, I could find my teacher evaluation form. And now if I open this up, you'll see that my response that I just did as an example was recorded here. So it had all my answers for each statement. You can scroll through and look at it this way. And it also has my comments. And that's all great. You can look at results for this way, but the reason why I share this is because this will actually do the analysis for you. So while we're in this spreadsheet, there's two tabs down on the bottom. It says Form Responses, and then there's this Analysis tab as well. If you click on the Analysis tab, this actually calculates for you how many times the student has said strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree, and I don't know for each of the statements. So for example, my teacher communicates clearly. Well, I was the only one person that took it, and for that statement, I said strongly agree, right? For the other statements, you can see what I answered for each one of them. So no matter how many students answer the survey, it will actually determine how many answers you had for a specific criteria. So my teacher communicates clearly, I can see how many people answer strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree, and I don't know. Up on the top here, it also tells you how many people took the survey, And then down below here is a running total of comments. Now these comments aren't correlated necessarily. You don't see how they answered, but back here you can see, all right, they agreed, and now I can look at that comment too if I'd like to see maybe why that comment correlates to those answers. So this is more a running total of comments. This is the actual comment connected to the answers that they had for each statement. But the big feature of this, the reason why I wanted to share this was this analysis tab. Because here you have your statements, and here you can figure out how many people said something, and then down below here, you also have your total. So for example, I had 4 strongly agrees, I had 2 agrees, 3 disagrees, 3 strongly disagrees, and 1 I don't know. So long and short, that gives you kind of a rundown of how to use your evaluation tool. If you have any questions, please just give me an email, give me a call, stop by anytime, and hopefully you'll find this to be a useful tool for your evaluation. Have a great day.